I came up with this whole new workflow for doing my YouTube thumbnails, but this can apply for any kind of image generation anybody's utilizing, especially when you want to use AI tools for it. So this is over in our school community. So, send the ticker down there. If you're not in our school, come over school.com/Madalyn Sklar. It's free to join. But I wanted to talk about it today here because I'm sure some of y'all may find value in this. Let me just kind of pull up on the screen so y'all can see. This was created 100% using vidIQ. It's a new tool I've been playing with, and I'm really impressed. It's not always great, but every once in a while there's a perfect one I don't have to tweak. But lately, what I've been I'm going to show you all this whole system where when I do tweak it, how I've done it. But some of these are really cool. Like, you can upload your photo and you can tell it what you want it to be about, and then it can come up with all different kinds of designs. And then for my other YouTube, for my Kratom Stories, this is from a live stream. I do a live stream every Saturday, and it took me so many attempts to get the right kind of image, and I'm going to show y'all what it took to get to this. It took a lot of iterations, but and I had to use vidIQ and then take what vidIQ gave me, which was not perfect, but it was a starting point for this, what you see. And then ChatGPT was like, I was having a conversation with ChatGPT to kind of help me, this is not what I want, but we're getting there. This is kind of going in the right direction, but not quite. And then I go into Canva, and I do have a paid account on Canva where you get this thing called Magic Edit, where you can do all kinds of cool stuff. You just press a button and you can move text. Like, I can take an image like this that was created elsewhere, put it over into Canva and move stuff around, rearrange. It's pretty cool. So I just want to show y'all what I've been doing with this because I'm super impressed. But let's just start with just a simple basic. So this was made flat out in vidIQ. Has anybody here heard of vidIQ? Is anybody any of y'all familiar with it?
So I have. I've been using it for years, and I actually won a free lifetime access to it. So
really,
a long time ago. That's what it pays to be OG in some respects.
Cindy, we got you on screen now. Nice to see you. So vidIQ, I'm familiar with. I've heard of the tool. I know it's been around a while. But what's interesting, because I get on YouTube and I'm always wanting to learn tips on using YouTube better as a creator, it feeds me a lot of great creator content, and vidIQ keeps coming up. And for those of y'all that have been regulars here, from time to time, I play a video for y'all from vidIQ of some different tips and things that I find interesting that can help us as content creators. And so I've been familiar with them. And then recently, I want to say maybe several weeks or a month ago, I reported here that they had this new thumbnail, a free thumbnail creator. And I know I showed it here. It was like this free thing where you can make a thumbnail. And I thought, okay, let me play around with this little free tool and see. And it was okay. It wasn't great. But then now I'm getting, vidIQ is getting on my radar even more. So I'm looking into it, and I see they got all these tools, but it's like, do I need all these tools? I really want something to help me with creating thumbnails a little bit quicker. I've done the graphic designer thing, and which is okay. It's going to cost you money, and it's not always done on your time schedule, right? So it can get frustrating if you're having to wait around, and then if there's back and forth to get it just right, it can be frustrating. And what I know for me is that I'm not always good at just coming up with designs off the top of my head. So that's where I'm finding vidIQ helpful on their paid account. I did the free trial and then switched to go ahead and do the lowest paid account, because just for this one tool, there's all these tools, but I just love this one tool because it gives me a starting point. I can put in the link to my YouTube while it's still unlisted. And then I feed it what it's about, or what I want the thumbnail to be about. And you have ways of refining it, but it's giving me a good starting point. So back to the images on here, it gave me good starting points, and some of them were fine as is, like those first two. They were fine as is, and and I've used them. But the other one, it was like, no, this needs more. And it's just me being picky, which That's fine. Do what works best for you. So in playing with all of these tools together, I found that, okay, I can start with vidIQ. So at least I have a starting point, and it's hit or miss. But when I find something that I like, and it's not 100%, then I go into ChatGPT and I have a conversation with ChatGPT, and I'm like, okay, help me. And in our school here, this post, I have like all the details of how I did this. I'm just going to kind of briefly explain it here. But yeah, so ChatGPT is helping me kind of go back and forth with like, okay, because I can send ChatGPT the images that vidIQ's done. I said, and I'll share with ChatGPT. I talk to ChatGPT like a person. That's what works for me. I mean, you can do it how you want, but what works for me is just having a conversation with it. And I'll say, hey, let me show you this. It's not quite what I want, but it's getting there. What can I do to make this better? Or how can I adjust this? And sometimes ChatGPT can take it and make it better itself, but not always. So I'll just kind of go back and forth the chat, have it help me figure out, I'll also say, what's working with this? What can I do to make this pop? Because sometimes it just doesn't quite pop. Like for instance, on this one here, I had to tweak it to make it pop. I'll show you the before, but I had ChatGPT work with me. Like, what can I do to make the leaves on the left there pop more? Because it didn't look good the way it was on there. How can I make this layout better? So it really helped me refine the concept and also just figure out better text placement. And then I was able to take it over into Canva and polish it up over there. And so I'm not saying this is like a workflow for everyone. It's figuring out what works for you. I just kept trying to figure out what's the simplest way I could do this. And I was hoping that vidIQ could just do it all, but it doesn't always. So I'm going to, let me see. Has anybody ever used this vidIQ for thumbnails like this? Has anybody here done that before or no?
Not me.
So you have some of y'all have used vidIQ, but not to. I don't know if the thumbnail thing is a newer thing because they have so much in there. It's crazy how much stuff is in there.
I bought it for a year and I didn't use it, and now I'm about to start again.
Are you? Well, I need to go spend time looking at all the different features. That's for sure.
It's a good tool. It's a good tool.
Yeah. Now it's all Madalyn's fault.
It's all my fault.
Getting it again.
So because when you log into the dashboard, there's all this stuff it can do, but you go over to create and because y'all look at all the stuff you get, like just in the create section, you can all this. So I'm going to go to thumbnails. It's going to show me all my past stuff, and not all of them are great. They're just, some of them are really bad. Some of them make no sense. But these are for two different accounts I have. That's why you see a lot of the Kratom stuff on here too. But let me scroll down to some of the stuff. So like after last week when we had our discussion about school for $9, I was trying to come up with some cool, and I thought this one, and I fed it that image of me. And I kind of liked how these came out. I thought they were very catchy. And so I thought that was a lot of fun. And so, it might be something where you can play around with this and go, you know what, this works. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Or like what I'm doing, like, okay, I'm getting there, but now I need to refine it. What can I do to refine it? And so, but if anybody wants to check out this tool, I'll put that up on there so you can see vidIQ. I'm impressed with it. So yeah, since we're on a live stream here, you got to bear with me because I got to go from screen to screen. Okay, so let me pull up. Can be kind of slow. So when I was playing around with this image, after a lot of tweaking, like I had to get it to refine because on the left there, the background was terrible. The background blends in with the leaves, and then Kratom News debunked today. Well, I don't want today. So in playing around with it, at least I got a gradient green on the left by telling it that's what I wanted and trying to get those leaves to pop a little better, but it still wasn't just right. I feel like I was still really struggling with this and not getting it to exactly where I wanted to go. So that's when, as I was saying before, I had a chat with ChatGPT to refine it. And also with Canva, because I'm still kind of new with doing this in Canva myself, trying to tweak it myself like this. I mean, usually I've had people do that part for me. So then I just, utilize the information it's given me. And what I did is took the image I just showed y'all, brought it in here, and ChatGPT advised me like, yeah, you need like a little warning kind of icon here. And I wanted to turn this image here. So, cause when it was straight up and down, it just needed to turn a little bit. And I use a shadow effect to make that pop, because before there was no shadow effect. It just blended in too much. And in these, in the edit, I'm telling you, this Magic Studio thing is amazing, y'all. But shadows, I was able to come in and put a shadow in there to just make it look better. But this Magic Studio, and it's only on the paid accounts. I was doing the free account for a long time, but then it's like, yeah, but you don't get all these cool features. So I finally decided to do it, and just on their lowest plan where you get the features. But you can have it remove the background, like literally one tap to remove a background.
Right.
You can do a background generator, magic eraser. This is cool. So on that other one, it had that text at the bottom that said today. So I can use a magic eraser and removed it. And like so quick, I was able to remove that. I can do a magic grab where I can move something. I can grab something on here. I can move him if I want. I can tell it what I want to grab. Take a second. And then it's going to let me, look, I can move them.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool, all this stuff that with just literally just a click with this. So I don't know if anybody's been playing around with this Magic Studio, but
Yep.
And the grab, you can grab the text and move
Yep.
it. So I was able to do that with the text as well.
When you grab the text, then you can also edit it. You can change it to your brand text. You can do all the things that you would do with, like, it literally
Right.
changes graphic visual of the text to text. It's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really cool.
That's another tool I use every day, is Canva.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we should have you teach a class on it here, because
I'm not.
I feel like I'm still learning with all this. There's just
I am too. But they had a AI 2 years ago for us to start using, and I started using it then. And it's everything you've pointed out today. It's like, I don't have time for the frustration. If something that you create in Dolly isn't spelled right, or I had a fight with Grok. Oh, I have to find that thread because it was hilarious. Because I'm used to ChatGPT, like speaking to it as a person, because I fine-tuned it. And with Grok, no, it was like talking to a computer. And I actually told it that it was incompetent. I was that frustrated. I've got to find that thread because it was hilarious about its response. But with Canva, very early on, and I didn't actually realize that there were more paid options. I just thought it was a paid and the free. So I'm sure I must have the first level, because I just use it for myself, not for anything else. Wow. Always learn something in here.
That's what I love about this chat we do. And then let me show you. So when I was still struggling with this this image, this is when it was getting better, but it was still not quite right. So I put it in ChatGPT, and it told me it was a strong thumbnail, and it was telling me what was working, and then gave me suggestions to refine it, and like a soft black shadow, which is what I wanted, and told me that I could go into Canva and work on that. So it was giving me some ideas and having an icon like I had mentioned before. So I took that over to Canva and reworked it using some of those suggestions. And then I put it in ChatGPT. I said, how's this? And look at this. This is spot on, Madalyn. Absolutely nailed it. Why this works so well. So it tells me what's working well about it, and, ready to upload. And so in all of this, I found a system that's working for me. And so I wanted to share that today because at least this is giving ideas to everybody here that, maybe you have one tool that's able to do it. Look, ChatGPT sometimes hits it perfectly just on its own. Sometimes it creates amazing images, but not always. So, it just interesting to try different things to see. And in my process of doing this the last few weeks, I found a workflow it's like, okay, I got this down. vidIQ, and if it's not 100% perfect, then ChatGPT helps me figure out ways to refine it, and then I go over to Canva. But see, I'm one of those where I can be creative, but not go to Canva, open it up and go, okay, here's a design idea. That's where I've always struggled. A graphic designer can go design some couple of layouts, and I can go, okay, I like this one, and just tweak this and do that, and then it's perfect. Like, I'm good at that. So it's also knowing your strengths and weaknesses. And that's why for me, vidIQ is a good starting point because it gives me ideas for thumbnails that I didn't think about. And then if I feel like I still need help, then ChatGPT is my little sidekick my invisible sidekick next to me, is helping me figure out, like, okay, it's helping me formulate ideas because I can't think of it all.